So I recently binged Amazing Digital Circus and Murder Drones, and now I am absolutely obsessed with glitch animations. And they just dropped a trailer for their upcoming show, Knights of Guinevere, their first 2D animated one. Everything has been 3D so far, and it's gonna be a horror. And I saw a teaser once upon a time, and it looks amazing, so we're gonna watch the trailer now, and subscribe for more. Glitch presents The Knights of Guinevere. I wonder if it has like Arthurian inspiration to it.
Once upon a time, and this was a very long time ago indeed,
Probably,
there
yeah.
was a princess, trapped in a tall, tall tower, and locked away by complicated machines that ran on blood and fear.
That
Will she
sounds
ever escape?
terrifying, not gonna
Will she
lie.
ever find her knights?
Wait, that looks sick! Oh. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. That's terrifying. Just a lifeless body of something that's being kept alive.
Oh, why hello. Didn't notice you there. I'm close.
I don't like him.
Meet some very good friends.
He
of
gives
mine.
me bad vibes. Ooh. Okay. I am gonna love this. September 19th. That's really soon. Wait, that's actually what? I did not expect it to be that soon. Like they said fall. I would expect it like not right around the corner of fall, right? Hi, sorry, it's the next day. I was editing this video and I felt like I needed to add something. So this is the teaser that was released like months ago. And it paints a completely different picture than the trailer does. So, oh my god. Things are falling into place that I just wasn't connecting back then. And it's so eerie. Oh, that giggle was creepy. So if you go to Glitch's page about the Knights of Guinevere, it says that the Knights of Guinevere is a psychological thriller set in the far future that welcomes you to a planet-wide amusement park in the cloud. In the shadows beneath it, where a broken princess android might be two dreamers' tickets to better lives or to end them. And I feel like dreaming is gonna be a whole thing in this. Because this is just a shot from the teaser that we just rewatched, right? Or well, watched. I watched it on my second channel. And it looks like that this android is being purposefully kept asleep for some reason, probably because it's dangerous, and well, to be fair, it looks kind of fucked up. But they also said that there was a machine that worked on blood and fear. So it's not weird to think that there is like a machine that would work on the opposite, where someone is kept in a blissful dream to some end. I don't know which end, but this android is clearly something important in the show, because throughout the entire trailer, we see images of her. Well, at least how she sees herself in the dream version of her reality. And I don't even know what this is. I just described it. There's a princess in the tower that's being kept there. Will she ever escape? And it's very unclear. Is the little girl the princess, or is the android the princess? Because the dream in the teaser looked a lot like Snow White kind of things. And a lot of people have already speculated that the Knights of Guinevere is gonna be Dana Terrace's like big FU towards Disney. And it's kind of like a parody of what Disney tries to be, but like the whole psychological horror attached to what Disney stands for. I don't necessarily think that's true. I do think it might have influenced things, because the whole theme park thing, the whole based on fairy tales kind of thing. I don't know if it's based on fairy tales, but it seems to be very heavily taking parts of fairy tales that we know and love. And I also love that immediately from the trailer, you can see that the world is already challenging the whole sunshine and roses from that theme park that looks to be like the perfect place to be. like graffitiing it, even putting her out to be the devil despite all the marketing stuff. So it's very akin to how Disney exists in the real world, but I do not necessarily think it's like a dig at it. Maybe a little bit. I would do that too if I worked for Disney and my show ended up being cut and then they decided to take on a new project that was in premise really, really similar. But if really thinking about it, I think this is gonna be a lot bigger than just like, oh my god, this is an allegory for how bad Disney is, because that's like something you can milk to the sun and back. We can debate about it all day, but if anything, it's probably gonna have a really good message on how certain brands and mascots and marketing and capitalism have invaded our lives, and it's kind of like a parasite, but we don't really realize it unless you're part of the groups that don't get to enjoy whatever idyllic thing they're trying to sell. And well, if we're gonna stay on the case of Disney because it's really on topic and on theme. Even other studios like Warner Bros, etc., that all have theme parks and stuff. Usually with these types of things, if you are in some way marginalized, like you're a person of color, you're an immigrant, or you're LGBT, or anything like that, you know, like the harm certain brands can do, and like that they're profiting off certain groups of people. And then there's always this subset of people, usually, well, privileged, often white, rich, that goes to things like Disneyland, Disney World, that can enjoy it, being blissfully unaware of the reality behind it. I think this show is gonna have a whole message about like capitalism and people selling a dream, probably quite literally here. Even though the brand, the marketing, the capitalism surrounding it is kind of profiting off people, hurting people, and creating a reality that just sucks. And I think this show is gonna have like a great message regarding that, but also being able to tell like a really cool horror, sci-fi, futuristic kind of story, right? And honestly, I love indie projects that have real world messages, also telling a really good story in a really cool format. And I'm glad that production companies like Glitch exist so these stories can be told, because ironically, stuff like that wouldn't fly on the most major brands. While I wouldn't necessarily say that they're enacting like censorship on the stuff that's being produced or distributed, I do think a lot of topics are being severely limited for whatever wacky reasons. Often it's being said like, oh, the masses don't understand or something like that, or don't want to hear that escapism, which I frankly just think it's bullshit. Like, this person in the background is just flipping off that statue, which is really how I feel about a lot of brands nowadays. But I think we're gonna explore what this dream is supposed to be and what the purpose is for it. And there's probably like some nefarious plan to harvest some organs or whatever. Well, there was something about the machine running on blood and fear. Maybe if they're giving people the dream and then switching it around and turning it into a nightmare, and they're using that as a fuel, why would people keep coming back? There's probably some stuff that explains that. Anyway, pardon the interjection. I'm gonna give you back to Ezzy from last night. That was really, really excited, and I just wanted to share that joy with you guys. So I absolutely love all of the other stuff from Glitch, but my love is with 2D animation. Like, not like because of anime, but like 2D Western animation. There's just something to it that I love, and just from like the little snippets that they gave us, that this is gonna hit like absolutely the sweet spot. So, I'm so excited. It's so silly, but I'm so excited. Anyway, the thoughts of me binging Murder Drones and Animation Digital Circus are up on my channel. I even watched the Gaslight District, forgot to say about that. And like the condensed videos, the condensed VODs of those are being released over time. I'm majorly obsessed with all of that. And I hope you can join me in obsession. Also, I've been obsessed with Epic Musical. I know there's an overlap between the fandoms. I just wanted to throw that out there as well. Thought of that also on my channel. I don't know why I'm doing finger guns. I hope you enjoyed my story. I hope you enjoyed my reaction. See you in the next one. I don't know what my outro is.